evening, Lex Spots. That's not gonna work because my hand's not painted. In this tutorial, we're going over Mystique from X-Men. And just a warning, this tutorial is not for people who are not patient. Also, quick announcement. I'm going to FBAIC this year, which is a Face and Body Art International Convention and is located in Florida. With that being said, I'm actually going to be out of town from the 22nd to the 26th, so you guys don't think I like magically disappeared or got like abducted by like aliens. I'm gonna try to film and vlog while I'm there, and I'm also going to be at the Purge Anarchy premiere, so I have a lot going on this upcoming week. But I just want to let you guys know that I'm not disappearing. And as a surprise for you all, in this tutorial, I'm going to be airbrushing. Which I also want to give a huge thank you to European Body Art for actually customizing this compressor for me. It ended up working out perfectly because the compressor's blue, my makeup's blue, and my airbrush gun is blue. It's like they knew I was gonna be Mystique. I guess you could say it's kinda mysterious. Wow! All products that you save will listed somewhere around the video, and don't forget to go to Facebook and check out my page, Made You Look by Lex, and like it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to contact me. I'm first gonna be airbrushing my face using blue and a little bit of white to make kind of a lighter blue. And then using the Kett Airbrush Paint and my new European Body Art airbrush. When airbrushing large areas, you want to try to go in circles as opposed to going back and forth so you don't get any kind of weird patches going on. When it comes time to airbrush my neck and my chest, I'm then using the regular Kett blue without a little bit of white mixed into it and using it as a bit of a contour. You can then use your airbrush to dry your paint by pressing down on the trigger and not pulling back, but I just use a hairdryer because nobody got time for that. No one. I'm then taking the Made You Look angled brush and Urban Decay gel black eyeliner and lining my eyes. Going back in with my airbrush, I'm then using Kett blue paint with a very small amount of black mixed into it. I'm going to be using this for all of my contouring under my cheekbones and kind of generally around my face. I'm also using this to make my collarbones stick out as well as shade a little bit around my neck. Now for the detailing part of Mystique's face, I'm using Mehron Paradise Paint in dark blue and just a regular tiny little itty bitty brush from the craft store. For her designs, you kind of want to use pretty much the smallest brush that you can find. She has a lot going on, so this is going to take quite some time, so please be patient and also use a reference photo. Because she has a lot of different shapes going on in her pattern, it's kind of difficult to explain exactly what goes where aside from just watching it. Her main shapes consist of diamonds, teardrops, and circles. For all the smaller scales on Mystique's face, you can make them very easily by just flicking your brush very lightly. This may take some practice to get the teardrop shapes at first, but once you have the hang of it, it makes these smaller scales go a lot faster. When trying to find a reference photo, it was very difficult to find something with the side of Mystique's face. From what I was able to see, it seems like a lot of the scales on the side of her face connect together. For the larger scales, I'm also switching between the Made You Look lip brush and also the Made You Look eyeshadow brush. Be sure to also paint your lips blue. If you want to make your scales stand out a little bit more, I'm taking black eyeshadow and a very small brush from the craft store and just shading one side of each shape. Because there are a lot of shapes, it can get kind of tricky when you start to shade. You want to try to stay within each shape and also try to keep the dark color on one side of each shape. I'm using the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette, and their white is actually pretty iridescent, which really helps for highlighting for shapes like this. And I'm just placing these highlights wherever there is shading on each shape. I'm not going over every single shape that's on Mystique's face. When looking at the reference photo, you guys can see that Mystique has some shapes that are more three-dimensional as opposed to others that lay more flat-like scales. I'm then going back in with my airbrush and mixing Kett paint in blue and black, and I'm going back over my contouring that I did initially. For the scales on the body, you're going to want to do the same application as you did for the face. Except majority of the scales on her body actually consist of those teardrop shapes, like a lot of them. I'm using the Mehron Paradise Paint in dark blue and the Made You Look lip brush to make these shapes. Along her body, she also has these kind of patchy, scaly looking things, so we're going to add those in with the teardrop shapes and then also bring up a pattern from the chest. Because these shapes are a lot larger than the ones on my face, I'm using the Made You Look eyeshadow brush to do my highlights and contour. For shading on these bad boys, I'm switching between dark blue and black. And for the highlights, I'm continuing to use the BH Cosmetics Take Me to Brazil palette in white.